Colossians chapter 1, verse 25, whereof I am made a minister according to the dispensation of the Most High, which is given to me for you to fulfill the word of Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata YAHWASHI, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata YAHWASHI, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata YAHWASHI, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata YAHWASHI. Call HALALYAM La, AHBANAWA YAHWAH, BAHASHAM YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM HAQADASH. Episode 5, a look into the word dispensation. All right, this is Colossians 1, verse 25. Double honors to our apostles and our elders, a great millstone, who rule well, teach well, and sound doctrine, strong shalom to the hopeful elect, and the rest of the large multitude men, women, and children, that the Lord will have mercy on these last days. All right, Colossians 1 and 25 again. Whereof I am made a minister according to the dispensation of the Most High, which is given to me for you to fulfill the word of the Most High. All right, so this is Paul speaking. All right, this is Paul speaking here. And it says, whereof I am made a minister. A minister is a servant. All right. All right, so he's made a servant, all right, which we all are, according to the dispensation of the Most High, according to this word that we're going to go into, according to the dispensation of the Most High. All right.
Strong's G 3622. Oikonomia. Oikonomia.
All right. Oikonomia. All right, in the Greek. All right. Going to this word dispensation, it says the management of an household or of household affairs, especially the management, oversight, administration of others' properties, the office of a manager or overseer, stewardship, administration, dispensation. Right, man. So Paul is saying that he's made an overseer. Okay, it says, I am made a minister, a servant, according to the what? The position that the Most High has given him to fulfill the word of the Lord. That's what it's about. It's to fulfill the word of the Lord. And he was given the office, as we all are. We are given offices. We're given and put in positions, all right, according to the will of Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI. And those offices are set up for the building of the temple, the third temple. These offices are set up for the restoration of Israel. These offices are set up for the sealing of the elect, to the bringing in of a righteous kingdom, the bringing in of a kingdom that will never be destroyed. That's what these offices are set up for. The offices, all right, matter of fact, start with this. Revelation 3. Let's start at 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Him that overcome will I make a pillar. These offices are set up as these pillars, all right, that are very important beams and pieces to the building of this temple. Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power, and he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my power, Yahweh, and the name of the city of Yahweh, which is new Yerushalayim, which cometh down out of heaven from Yahweh. And I will write upon him my new name, which is your new identity. All right, our new essence. 1 Corinthians 15, in the twinkling of an eye, we shall be changed. All right. So Paul is saying that we are made ministers according to the dispensation, according to the office that the Most High has given us to fulfill his word. That's why we are in the stead. That's why we are in our lots. The lots that we hold, the portions that we hold, is to fulfill the will of Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI. Okay? Because at the end of the day, those individuals that were strong and sturdy, they were rooted, okay? No weather can tear down those pillars, right? Pillar is an important piece to a building. When you look at a lot of ancient artifacts, a lot of ancient building structures, when they were built with pillars, You will see a lot of times the building would be destroyed, but the thing that will be left will be the pillars. You see, pillars are a very important piece, whether they're inside the building or outside of the building. All right, that upholds the structure, the most important part of the structure, uh, 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 to the building, man. You know, and this building is this temple, this kingdom, man. You know, the elect men are one with YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, man. So this word dispensation, it says the management of a household. What's the household? The kingdom of heaven. All right. It starts in the physical. That's why I said he that overcome. See, it's starting now. The kingdom, I brought out in the last episode, the kingdom of heaven is with, I didn't bring it out, but I quoted it. The kingdom of heaven is within you. Okay. The management of a household or household affairs. So when you think about it, when you think about if anybody ever had a management role, a management position, a supervisor position, or what have you, some role of leadership, authority, you are important to, especially if you have experience, especially if you was built up in that field. You are very important to the company. The elect men are very important to the company of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHWASHI. Those managers that are set up are very important to the company, the business of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHWASHI. They oversee, like it says, they oversee, which we're gonna go into that word too, which they oversee, okay, the rest of the employees. Okay, they oversee the rest of the congregation. All right. They're up over them. They're set up in order over these other spirits to rule over them and to feed them. Okay. And they're feeding them with the information that is passed down from the CEO, the one who owns the business, the corporation, which is YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI. And they're giving the information, the blueprint, the secrets, the mysteries unto the ones that are set up in these management positions. Okay, this administration role. Okay, it says in administration of others' property because it belongs to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI. You see. So when you go to dispensation, let's get that in the etymology. It says power to dispose of, act of dispensing or dealing out. You see. So again, it says, whereof I am made a minister, a servant, according to the dispensation of the Most High, which is given to me for you. You see? So the Lord has given power unto certain spirits on the earth to be able to dispose spirits that are contrary to the family business. Because this is a family business. It's an inheritance. Okay? It's something that was preserved and it was passed down to the same bloodline, to the same members. But only the ones that was going to appreciate it. You know, you got your grandma, your grandfather. They got certain things that they held dear, and when they was growing up, they didn't pass it down to every grandchild. They was only going to give it to the one they saw fit and that was worthy, man. So they had the power to dispose of. They had the power to disperse or to dispense, like it says here, to deal or divide out. They had the power to dispense that property, man. Disperse, to give out, like I said. So it says, and like again, we're rolling in the spirit. Management charge. Okay. Dispensation. The Lord gave charge, power to Paul to be able to do the things that he was doing according to the will of the Father when it came to the ministry, man. It says method or scheme by which Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHWASHI has developed his purposes and revealed himself to man. So the dispensation was given unto Paul because why? We read in Acts when YAHWASHI knocked him off the horse. That dispensation that management, Paul was promoted to management. Okay, he gained a promotion in the business, and the Lord made him an overseer, and he gave it to him by what? The power and the method and scheme by the Father, YAHWASHI, and his purpose that, you know, that which was revealed unto him. Which why it says later in the verse, it says what? Wherefore I am made a minister according to the dispensation of the Father, Yahweh, BAHASHAM Yahawashi, which is given to me for you, to fulfill the word of the Most High, even the mystery. That's why it says this next, because the Father made himself known unto him. Yahawashi made himself known unto Paul. He supped with Paul personally. Okay. All right. It says, and you can read that in Galatians 1, even the mystery which have been hid from ages and from generations, but now is made manifest to his saints. You see? Because the dispensation has been dispersed. It has been given until that portion has been given and allotted to certain spirits on the earth. Okay? When you go to Sirach 17 and 17, it says, for in the division of the nations, you see, in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people, but Israel is the Lord's portion. Okay, so the Lord has a portion. Okay, Israel as a whole, but he has an elect of God. He has an elect within the elect, because Israel is considered the elect, but you have the elect of the elect. Okay, that's within the nation of Israel, because he told you the same thing in Deuteronomy 32 and 9. It says, for the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. Right? So he gave you the same thing here in Deuteronomy 32. And going back to his word, dispensation. The management of an household or household affairs. So the household is the household of Israel. Okay? The portion that's near unto the Lord. But you have a portion within the portion. Right? Like even with food, anything, man, you know, like sometimes you might like certain food, but you might like the chicken portion better versus the whole entire plate, even though the whole entire plate is good. You know, that's Israel. Israel is near unto the Lord, a city set on high. But you have the chicken, the most flavored part, the best part, the one that was soothing to the body, which is the elect, that was chosen, that was more focused on out of the entire plate. Even though they might have yams on the side, you might have greens, you know, you might have, you know, whatever, man. Okay. So you have spirits on the earth that are set up according to the Father and his power through his son Yahawashi, that are rulers, and they're set up to look after and watch over the spirits in the house and the things that goes on in the house, making sure brothers doing their videos, making sure brothers are attentive, okay, to the ministry, making sure other brothers are literally making their call and election sure. What are brothers doing for charity when it comes to the brotherhood? How are brothers building up the brotherhood? How are brothers building up other brothers' spirits? You know, are you taking heed to the spirits that are over you, man? Okay. This is Acts chapter 20 and 28. It says, take heed therefore unto yourselves and to all the flock over the which the Holy Spirit have made you overseers, to feed the church of the Most High, which he have purchased with his own blood. Right? Because I brought out in the last episode 4, dealing with faith. And without faith, it is impossible to please him, like it says in Hebrews 11 and 6. Without faith, it is impossible to please him. Okay, when you come to serve the Father, you must believe that he is, and you must worship him in truth and in spirit. So by doing that, the Lord he allows his spirit to sup with you. He reveals himself unto you so that you can have the proper portion to edify, okay, Because you can't edify without faith, like we brought out in the last episode. The proper portion, according to faith, the measure of faith, to properly edifying is feeding the sheep. Edifying it means to build up. Okay? You're building up the sheep. Like we're reading here, we're made overseers. Okay, we can get that word. Oh, come on. You made overseers. Let's see what they got in here. Supervisor, superintendent, one who looks over. You see, one who superintends workmen. Okay, and literally and really, our elders and our apostles and our elders are the true overseers. Okay, and then you have the bishop, you know, the other elders and the bishops. Okay, the up and coming elders. You know, the overseers that look over the younger brothers' spirits, and then you have younger brothers that come into the faith and being built up and experience, and that look over other younger brothers. You know, that's how the ministry work. Superintendent. It says one who has charge under the owner or manager. It says of the work done on a plantation. You see, because Esau has made the whole world a plantation. Let's go to that word. An estate on which crops such as coffee, sugar, and tobacco are cultivated by resident labor. See, and that's what we doing here. It says an area which trees have been planted, especially for commercial purposes, a colony. So the whole world is just one big plantation. Okay, our labor our labor is surrounded by cultivating what? The coffee, the sugar, and the tobacco. Okay, the goods, so they can be shipped to different parts of the world. And they started this concept by the free labor of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. You see? But then they reward you with a higher payout to make it look like it ain't as bad. You see? So going back to the etymology of overseer, a supervisor, a superintendent, one who looks over. So Paul is saying he's made a what? A superintendent, a supervisor over the workmen. The workmen are the rest of the brothers in the faith that's coming in, you know, that's starting, you know, their labor. Because it don't matter when you come into faith, like it says in Matthew 20, because you know we all working for that penny, all gonna get the same reward, Lord willing. But you have men that, like the apostles and the elders that came in the 80s, the early 90s, that has set up the spirits coming in faith in this ministry under the sound doctrine. I'm gonna say they come under sound doctrine in this proper order. Okay, you have spirits that come under sound doctrine first before other brothers, and because it's order. Let the scriptures tell you that in 1 Corinthians, let everything be done. 1 Corinthians 14, let everything be done decently in order. Okay. So let's go to this Acts 20. And here it says, take heed, therefore, unto yourselves. So listen, and to all the flock. That's the men, the sheep that are being edified, whether they're the younger prophets or whether they're the believers, over the which the Holy Spirit have made you overseers. See, the Lord gave us the Comforter, the Holy Spirit, which will reveal, that, like the scripture say, reveal all things unto us. Okay, the Lord said, I must go so that the Comforter can come. It says, the Holy Spirit have made you overseers to feed the church. That's what the purpose is. That's what the will is, to seal the elect, to feed the church. YAHAWASHI said it to Simon. He said, Simon Peter, if thou lovest me, feed my sheep. He said it 3 times, man. He said, if thou lovest me, feed my sheep. Thou knowest that I love thee, Lord. Will feed my sheep. Feed the church. When you feed the church, gets weight. When you don't eat, you lose weight. When you eat, you gain weight. Okay? We're eating the good food. We're eating the proper nourishment. So not only are we gaining weight, but we're gaining the proper weight. We're not gaining fatty weights. The Lord, that's against the law. The Lord told us to cut the fat off our meat when we eat it and cook it, So we're gaining the proper weight. We're gaining not the fatty weights, but muscle weight. We're putting on muscle so that when we actually go out there in battle, we withstand the elements and the things that are shot at us and coming at us. We can withstand the war because we are putting on the proper muscle to endure and weather the storm, man. As good soldiers of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. But it starts by what? It starts by what's that? Before I get that, let me read this real quick, because I was gonna say we enter into other men's labors, but we can get that, Lord willing. But I want to go into this first. This is Acts 20 and 28 again. Going into that word overseer. Same as dispensation. It says an overseer, a man charged with the duty of seeing that things to be done by others are done rightly. You see? You shouldn't be, what I'm saying? You shouldn't be going to the club all the time, or the bar, you know what I'm saying? You got to stay out of that scene, You shouldn't be, whatever, man. Whatever brothers see in their camps. Giving the proper edification to those brothers so that those spirits can continue to grow and put on muscle instead of fat. It says, a man charged with the duty of seeing that things to be done by others are done rightly. Any curator, guardian, or superintendent. The superintendent, elder. You see? Elder or overseer of the Christian church. Which we all know we are the true Christians, it was a derogatory term put on us Israelites. First at Antioch. And then it became a household name. Okay? And the image was changed. Okay? Of the meaning of following Yahawah, because the true meaning and the true name will be Hamashiachim. All right, followers of the anointed, followers of Yahawah Hamashiach. So, yeah, it says elder. So the elders that rule over us, okay, the elders watch over our spirit. An order is set up. And we follow that stead, man. Let me get one before I get the St. John chapter 4. But let me get 1 Timothy chapter 5 and 17. It says, let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honors, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. Talking about Yahawah BAHASHAM is giving us, the apostles and elders, a great millstone, man. By faith, like we went into the last episode, by faith, the elders obtain a good report, because, again, we brought out in that episode that what? Without faith, you cannot edify. That's how the doctrine is magnified, through faith. And then the works is manifest. You see? Then the work is manifest. So the Lord gave us elders who are counted worthy of double honors. Who else in Israel do you know today that give double honors to the elders that they learn from? No other camp, man. From my understanding. Not Watchmen for Israel, not HALALYAM, all the camps that you know of. You don't hear these brothers give double honors to those elders and the elders that they learn from, man. We give double honors to our apostles and our elders of great millstone, starting with Apostle Torah on down, who rule well, man, in the faith, in sound doctrine, in the word and in doctrine. Meaning what? That they serve Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI in truth and sincerity, man. The way Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI intended it to be. You see, that's the difference. John 4, we can get John 4 and 38. It says, I sent you to reap that wherein ye bestowed no labor. Other men labor, and ye are entered into their labor. So we enter into other men labors, those overseers, those elders, like it says, those superintendents. And then you have different roles. You have managers, and you have managers that's over managers. Okay? You have superintendents over, okay, other administrators. All right? So yeah, we enter into other men's labors. You know, when you go to Hebrews, I actually just sent this to the chat. Hebrews 13 and 17. It says, obey them that have rule over you and submit yourselves, because there's order. If I get out of line, if you got a job and you got manager 1 and you got manager 2, all right, that manager 2 is under manager 1, and then you got someone over manager 1, then you got someone over that one that's over manager 1, until it gets all the way to the one that's in charge of the company, that owns the company. So we all are subject to the one over us. So it says, obey them that have the rule over you and submit yourselves. Because when you do that, things fall in line and things constantly flow for the better of everyone. Everybody wins. You see? You know, when it says work out their own salvation with fear and trembling, well, a part of me working out my own salvation with fear and trembling is me having charity towards the brotherhood. Even though I'm working on my own salvation, I care for others. In sincerity, when I sincerely care about my brothers, you know, and I'm my brother's keeper and not the opposite, therefore I automatically win without even having to think about it. You see, when good is given, good comes back without you even having to like meditate on it, man. You meditate on the good so that the good could come, but I'm talking about you don't have to sit there like, dang, I wish this had. No, you don't have to think like that, man. It's gonna automatically come, man. I can't count how many times that the Father, YAHWAH, has provided for us in some ways that is completely unexplainable, man. Because why? He's given blessings, all right, according to the things that we might have done in our past that was pleasing unto the Father. That is going according to the scriptures, man. Being submissive unto the ones that are over us. And I'm talking about in the doctrine terms, all right, in a sense now. All right. You know, we might have did something for the elders. We might have whatever. And it came back to us double, man. It says, obey them that have the rule over you and submit yourselves, for they watch for your souls. So you have to submit because they're watching for you. At the end of the day, they have you in how's it go? They have you in their best interests. That's the right way to say it. As they that must give account, that they may do it with joy and not with grief, for that is unprofitable for you. So you don't win, neither do they, if they do it with grief, strife, envy, whatever. You see? So we must do these things. Why? Because it's order according to the heavens. And the Father of spirits has given certain spirits that dispensation, that authority, that oversee over other spirits, in order for those spirits to do the will of the Father in its proper manner, according to honestly and justly. Okay, like it says in the verse 18. But we're gonna close out with Psalms. What's that? Psalm 78. Psalm 78 and 70. He chose David, also his servant, and took him from the sheepfolds. From following the ewes great with young, he brought him to feed Jacob his people, and Israel his inheritance. So he fed them according to the integrity of his heart, and guided them by the skillfulness of his hands. You see that? That's what the Father has done, that same thing today with other spirits that we see, like our apostles and our elders, man. He's guiding them to feed the people of Israel, which is us younger brothers, and the Spirit is building us up, and we've been in this thing for some years now, and now we can feed other brothers and sisters. You know, we can feed other people, man. So yeah, man. So remember, man, the dispensation Matter of fact, we're gonna close back out with that scripture because with that comes the mysteries and the understanding. It says, whereof I am made a minister according to the dispensation of the Most High, Yahawah, which is given to me for you. See, it's given to the apostles for you, brothers, man. You know, because you got to think about it, once it's given to those spirits to give to other people, you know, well, I'm not going to say that because, but anyways, yeah, the Lord has given certain spirits to do certain things for the greater purpose of his will and the greater purpose of the ministry and the body and the doctrine and the faith. Even the mystery which have been hid from ages and from generations, but now is made manifest to his saints. The mystery of who the Gentiles were in the New Testament, the proper breakdown, the mystery of the great whore, okay, the mystery of Babylon the Great, America, the mystery that's written in Revelation 17:5. All right, how the Hebrew characteristics of mystery Babylon the Great, all right, breaks down to 666. All right, brothers should know that. Because the apostles taught it and they know it. And then if they taught it, we should know it, man. So it says, to whom the Most High will make known what is the riches of the glory of this mystery among the Gentiles, which is Hamashiach in you, the hope of glory, right? The faith, whom we preach, right? Whom we preach, meaning we prophesy, meaning we testify, okay? Meaning we speak, whom we preach, warning every man and teaching every man in all wisdom. So that's why the apostles say what they say. Who else is saying that? Nobody else is saying that. People act like they coming up with their own. No, that's the Spirit talking. No one is calling their elders giving their elders double honors, and then no one else is saying they have all wisdom when it comes to receiving salvation. You have to have all wisdom in order to make a spirit perfect in Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, that we may present every man perfect in Yahweh Hamashiach Yahawashi, whereunto I also labor. See, the faith came first. That's why verse 23 say what it say, if we continue in the faith grounded and settled and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel, which ye have heard, and which was preached to every creature which is under heaven. Wherefore I, Paul, am made a minister. Started with the faith and then came the labor, which jumped back it down to 29. It says, whereunto I also labor. So he said, I also labor, striving according to his working, which worketh in me mightily. Because why? He made certain spirits supervisors and gave spirits rule over other spirits to fulfill the word of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. So Lord willing, this is edifying, all right, to the member and sheep and a lamb of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, all right, to those elect members who believe, okay, in the governing body of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Lord willing, is edifying. Again, call on Allah, AHBANAWA, Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. We'll give all honor and glory again to Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM HAQADASH. Double honors to our apostles and elders, great millstone, rule well, teaching and sound doctrine. Strong shalom to the hopeful elect and the rest of the large multitude of men, women, and children that the Lord will have mercy on these last days. Again, it's your brother Khadash. Shalom.